Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead, and time for supper. So I am still trying to get rid of some things out of the freezer that I have too much of or whatever. One of those things is hot dogs. I am not a hot dog fan. Every once in a while I'll crave one, but I'm not a big hot dog fan. So this week I'm going to have 2 recipes to get out 2 packages of my onions, or my hot dogs, sorry. Anyway, so this one, I'm almost doubling the recipe because it calls for 2.5 cups of rice, and I've got almost 4 cups. So I'm going to kind of double it a little bit. This onion looks like it's kind of chopped up already because the center had that hard greed thing, and I didn't want that in my stuff. So I'm going to actually chop up 2 onions to go in my dish. Which nobody's going to say, oh no, can't put those onions in there. Tell you what, if you watched my canning video earlier, this onion is nothing like the other ones. Whew. Boy, were those strong. I mean, they literally made me cry. Normally, I don't have issues with onions, but whew, those were really strong. But that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to put these onions in there and get the other one chopped up. And get that started. This onion's not that big. Last month, I think other than stuff that I stocked up, I only spent, I think it was less than $60 on groceries. Other than, you know, stuff that I was stocking up. So I didn't think that was so bad. So by cleaning out my freezer, that really, really helped. And for those watching yesterday, I had a lady do a comment. The chicken was not freezer burnt. And I did get 1 piece of spaghetti over there, but I'd like to know anybody that never makes a mess in the kitchen. Because if you do, let me know, because I'm really bad about messes in the kitchen. So now it says to use 4 hot dogs, and actually I'm going to use all 8 of them, I think. And I seen somebody that went down the center and then chopped them. But I'm just going to chop them whole like this in the little coin shapes. I think hot dogs, if you can add stuff to them, they taste a lot better. But every once in a while, I know it's really weird, even being not a hot dog fan, every once in a while, I do get a craving for a hot dog. Isn't that weird? But every once in a while it happens. If I have a hot dog, I like it, you know, with ketchup, mustard, onion, relish. Yeah, everything. Kind of like I like my coffee, cream and sugar, so I don't really taste it's coffee. I like the idea of coffee, but I'm just not a coffee fan. And the only time I like coffee, if I'm going to drink it, is if I'm drinking it with a breakfast. Unless it's really cold out or something like that. Alright. So now what I'm going to do while that's cooking is we're going to use some green onions, so I still have some of those ones left. Might help if I had you down there, huh? And I'm just going to slice those up really good. Wow, I had the cutting board out. I thought about using that extra quart bag that I had left today, but it had celery in it, and it didn't have the other veggies I wanted in it, so I decided not to do that. You know, I had never tried fried rice before of my own until doing my channel, and now that I've made it, I really do like it. And I like it at the Chinese restaurant too as well. I was supposed to go to lunch with that girl that we have complete opposite thoughts on things. And actually, if you guys can pray for her, she has the flu really bad and they put her in the hospital. So if you guys could pray for her, I'd truly appreciate it. Even though we're against complete odds there, I don't want to see anybody sick or not healthy, so give her a prayer that she gets better and gets out of the hospital. Alright, so I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes, and then we'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to add, it calls for 3 cloves of garlic. So I'm going to do 2 nice tablespoons of garlic. Garlic a day will keep the doctor away, right? I'm sure that's not a saying, but garlic is supposed to be very healthy for you. And we just want to cook that long enough to start getting the fragrance of the garlic. Isn't that beautiful? Gotta admit, for hot dogs, that looks pretty darn good. Okay, so now we want to add the rice. Told you guys I had quite a bit of it. So we're going to add that rice. And it was frozen because I do freeze my rice. And I let it thaw overnight, so it's still nice and cold. They say that you want your rice to be cold and not fresh, because otherwise everything sticks to it. So I'm going to get that rice separated and let it cook for a minute. Alright, so now we want to add the mixed vegetables. It says 1.5 cups. I'm going to use the whole small bag. So, I mean, actually, if you guys have leftover food of any kind like this, you can throw this together. You don't have to use hot dogs. You could use something else. If you have that leftover rice or whatever, turn it into one really good, amazing meal. Now we gotta let that cook long enough because it says to leave your veggies frozen as well. So while it's doing that, I'm going to, it calls for 3 eggs, so I'm going to use 4. We don't need the shell. Definitely don't need the shell. Enough protein on its own. Then we're going to get those all scrambled up. Now it doesn't call for this, but I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in my eggs. Tom picked me up 5 more of the butters yesterday from Kroger, and he got me unsalted. I'm like, gross. I've never really cooked with unsalted, so we'll see how that is. Now we're going to take all the rice and stuff and push it off to the side. And we're going to put just a little bit of olive oil in there. And we're going to add those scrambled eggs. I think it's really cool how that happens, actually. I like that part. You want to give it a couple seconds here. Let it kind of set before we start stirring it up. I wish you guys could see better, like if I could hang something from the ceiling or whatever. I think it's really nice and colorful. I like that part. I can't wait to taste it, actually. So now the egg is done, and we're going to mix that right in with all of our rice. I think it's pretty cool how you do that, actually. Now it says you can use sesame oil, which I'm not going to use. I'm just going to use, it says 2 tablespoons, but we'll use it until I feel like we got enough. Since we're kind of doubling the recipe here. I just made a mess. I guess if you make messes, you're not supposed to cook. Alrighty. I'm going to put just a little bit more on there. Not too much. Isn't that beautiful? And then just before Tom gets here, I'll put the green onions on it for garnish. Let's give it a taste test. Alright, look at that. Who would ever think hot dogs could look that good? Not me. Let's make sure we get a hot dog. Even with hot dogs, it's really good. That is really, really good. I like it. And I did use my jasmine rice, which I do like more anyways, too. But there we go, hot dog fried rice. And I did put cottage cheese and blackberries on the table for a side dish. They had them for 99 cents again this week. So I got a few more so we could use them. I do have frozen in there, but it's always nice to have fresh too, especially at that price. So I'll be back when Tom gets here. I'll put all the beautiful green onions on them, and then we'll let him taste it. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
How you feel after getting snapped, crackled, and popped?
Sore.
He cracked you good, did he?
That one sent me right to the roof.
He did that a couple times to me this morning.
Oh.
So there's Din Din. It is hot dog fried rice. And I got cottage cheese and blackberries. What do you think?
Good.
What do you think, Jack?
Very good.
Well, I guess it was a winner hot dog dinner.
Winner hot dog dinner.
All right, you guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
I want to say goodbye.
Goodbye, Jack.
Bye.
I want to say hello.
Hello, Tom. Goodbye.
Hello. Goodbye.
Have a good night, guys.